Supposedly, the Gen 3 series of cars arrived in 2021. Can these racing cars achieve the performance of a Formula One car?
So we don't know really yet. It's probably the new. I mean, it's getting better with each generation of car we have. Obviously, we've got more power, more energy, so we're getting closer and closer. The Formula One is progressing as well, and it's still a big difference in terms of speed and of power for sure. So I don't know if the Gen 3 will reach Formula One, but for sure we're getting closer. So yeah, we're getting to it.
So you're trying.
We're trying.
Okay. And in which area do you think Formula E will advance the most? Motor, battery, powertrain, aerodynamics?
I think the powertrain is really where we focus in Formula E. Not the aerodynamics. We've got the same aero for all the teams, same flaps and wings. So we're not doing any real development on this point, but we're really focusing on the technology, on the powertrain, the motor side, the gearbox, the inverters, and for sure the batteries. So that's where the main development is. As for now, the battery is the same for all the teams. So for sure, the focus is on the powertrain, because that's where each team can develop its own powertrain. So that's where we put the more effort.
So that's where you feel you can make the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
We can see in races that power generators are being installed to have enough power to charge racing cars. What does this represent in numbers? How many amperes should a team have?
So that honestly I don't really know, because we charge the car, but there is also all the rest, the electricity we use, and so I don't really know. I think that's more a question for Formula E. What I can say is that they use aqua fuel today, so they try, even if we use the generator, they try to make it cleaner. So I think that's the good point as well, because we are inside the city, so the goal is not to pollute more, is to make it clean. So that's the aqua fuel solution Formula E is using, is positive. Then the overall consumption, that's more Formula E question, sorry.
Okay. In Formula One, special additives are added to the fuel for greater performance. In Formula E, what's the difference between a Formula E racing car battery and the battery of a normal passenger car?
So the difference is more on the cells and the BMS, so the battery management systems. Is we try to use, for sure, we try to have the best efficiency, and we try to use the most power and capacity of the battery. So I think it's more a chemistry type and the management system, which is different, but it's the same basis. It's basically what they try to do is to reuse what they're developing in Formula E in the series car. So the goal is to have a very close battery type and technology, so that you can really transfer the knowledge you have from one to the other. So it's still different for now because of the performance, but it's the same kind of technology we're using.
Okay. How much time does it take to charge an electric racing car?
So right now it's about an hour maybe to charge fully the battery. It's very quick. We've got powerful chargers for sure. We can charge in between 2 sessions, which is the objective, because for sure we've got everything in one day. So we need to be able to charge between the 2 non-qualifying practice in the morning and then before quali and race. So it's about an hour.
Okay. Are you worried that the battery of the car will just be exhausted during the race? And what happens in such a case?
Exhausted?
The battery runs flat during the race.
Well, that's the whole point of the strategy. You should not. You should still rev at the end with battery. So for sure, we've got some races where the energy we are more consuming, and the race is like longer because the laps are longer. So all right, but that's the whole point of Formula E. It's how you manage your battery, how you will brake and recharge, I mean, we've got regenerative braking, which means you can put back power into the battery. So that's the whole thing. You need to have the driver focus on his driving and on the energy management, and try to recharge enough so that he can use more power till the end. So we're not worried, but it's something we take into account every time, for sure.
So you need to be on the edge, and this is part of the
Yes,
tactics.
exactly. You need to be as close to the end. The goal is to finish with as minimum battery as you can, but more than zero.
Still finish.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. We work also in track racing, that the most sensitive point of the racetracks is brakes with 5.5 tons to brake before curves. in one run, 230 liters of water is needed to pull the brakes. What is the similar, most sensitive point of Formula E cars?
The brakes are pretty sensitive as well. It's something the teams start to focus more and more, the strategy and the management of the brakes. As you can see, we all have the same tires, so there's the braking, and that's also the key tube that comes from the brakes. Very interesting. So they are working a lot on it, and this is quite critical and difficult to manage. So that's something we really look into. So we don't use tons of water, but we still have dry ice and blowers, and every time the car goes in, for sure we cool the brakes like in every series. So for sure the brakes is interesting, and then the battery management system is one of the most important.
So these two. Right? In Formula E, cars compete on narrow street tracks where there are bumps, parts coming loose.
Yeah.
How can one prepare for this in the garage or during vehicle design?
So it's more on the kinematic, the suspension design. So you need to have different loads to adapt to the different tracks, to be able to be more soft or more hard or soft, so depending on the track. So that's something you prepare before the season during the testing. You test different suspensions, different springs, different setups, and you know which kind of corners and track will be the best adapted to which solution you have. So you try to adapt. Then we've got the shakedown, normally, not in Monaco, but normally we have. So after shakedown, they can make some adjustments for the next day. But that's the only thing you can do, really. You can't do much more. So.
Okay, so basically you have a set of parameters for each track.
Yes, we try to have, yes.
Okay. If you could change something in the technical or sporting regulations, what would you like to change in them?
No, nothing really big. There's lots of discussion ongoing always with the FIA and Formula E, and it's they're very listening to the teams, and they're very good at working with the teams. I mean, it's an ongoing process. They've got sporting and technical working groups every month or 2 months, and the teams can propose things that they discuss and they amend for the next year. So it's always small changes, but no, it's interesting. The attack modes, the fan boost policy, all that sort of stuff that has been changed. So nothing big really right now. It's pretty happy. It's going okay.
That's good to hear. In what respect is the Venturi team better than the other teams?
That is difficult. No, I think honestly today we've got even great teams. And we get on well with the others as well. I mean, there is competitivity on track for sure, but then everybody is like big family. You know everybody, and you can ask a service, and if you need help on something, you can still go and ask the next door garage. So that's very nice. And you can't say one team is better than the others, because when you look at the championship today, you've got a different winner every race. So basically all the teams are very competitive. I think the Venturi strength is really the ability to progress fast and to react fast. We had some big races. We had one race where we had two did not finish car because we had reliability issues. And in just 12 days, we made the changes to be ready for the next, and we were able to finish and do not have any more this problem from Paris. So we've always been very good at react very quickly, and I think that's a good point of Venturi. On the software, on the hardware, the team is very reactive.
As a team leader, you're responsible for logistics, which is a great challenge for each and every race.
Yeah.
How do you reflect on the circumstance that for Monaco you only need to catch everything right from next door?
It's worth, because when you go, you prepare, because you know it will be tricky to get everybody and everything in time at the right place at the right moment. You really focus. So we've got checklists, we've got routine that we know every time we need to do this, and we check again and again. And because here it's so easy, we forgot lots of things. So we had to go back to the office and take something and come back, because it's too easy. So you nearly forget you're going racing next week. It's home, so it's different. Plus, you know everybody, and you're not really disconnected from the rest. Normally, when we go on track, you are on track for 1 week, you're completely disconnected from the rest. You just do racing. But here, when you come back home in the evening, then it's different. It's really different.
Focus.
Yeah, it's very different. So it's more a challenge, honestly, to do logistics here. Plus, we've got tons of guests. Normally, it's limited. Here, we've got lots of guests. We've got our president. So it's much more pressure to be home and much more difficult in the end to manage. It's weird, but that's how it is.
Okay. What is the advantage of coming to a Formula E team from Formula One, either as a team leader or as a pilot?
I think Formula E is how Formula One used to be. It's more accessible for everybody. It's more, as I said, family type and atmosphere, much more smaller. Today even the teams, we have 30 people, in F1 there are probably 80 in the garages, it's huge. So you've got more responsibilities, more work as well, but it's more diverse. You do more different things. So it's very interesting as an engineer or team leader or even mechanics, because I think you're learning and you are doing much more different things, and you're not just doing, as a team leader, I'm not just doing management, I do communication, I do logistics, I'm working with the mechanics, with the engineers. It's very interesting and much more various, and I think that's interesting for us. And same for the drivers, it's very technical. F1 goes faster, but in Formula E you need to think of so many different parameters that you normally don't care when you're a driver. And sometimes, because we don't have the live data, they need to react by themselves as well, and they need to give the correct information to the teams by radio. If you lose the radio, then you need to manage all by yourself in the car. So for them, it's very tricky, and I think it's interesting to see how they react, how they learn as well. I mean, Felipe, for his first year, he's learning a lot, but you can see it's a challenge. He told it that it was different, it was difficult. Eduardo has done a great job. He's now really into it, but it took time as well. They're working a lot on the simulator, so I think it's a new challenge for everybody. It's changing from all the other series we could do.
Okay, so everybody needs some getting used to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. And we have also heard that you emphasize the importance of good communication within the team. What's the secret of good communication?
Well, the secret is good communication. No, the secret is to be always open and receptive when people need. And they know that I'm always there if they need anything to ask me, and they're not scared to talk to me. So that's very important. I think that they know they are welcome to. If they don't feel good, if they've got any remarks, any comments, if they need anything, if they are, sometimes it's very tricky to get everybody work together. We've got different characters. People don't always go well. I mean, it's normal. You live together for 5 days, nearly, 15, 20 hours a day. So there is some tensions, and so that's good that we can talk, and I can help them relieve the tensions and talk to them and explain and make them communicate more. So good communication in the team goes by the little social discussion.
Basically by being approachable.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's honest and respectful of everyone's job, and making sure that they all know that they are important and that the team is composed of all these important people. It's not one important, it's not like the drivers and the rest of the world. No, we are all as important, and we need to all respect each other's job and communicate and work together. So I'm trying. Not always working, but it's working good. I mean, we've made good progress since the beginning, the first seasons. Even this year we had new people, and it takes time to integrate the new. But I think it was 2-3 races, and now it's like one group, and it's good.
So it's going good.
And you can see the results are going with the team, because when you start and the people don't know really well each other, it's more difficult to get good performance and good results. And then if we work as a group, that's when you can achieve better results.
It's great to hear that it's going well. And well, one question for the you are extremely determined, so you can achieve everything you want. What inspires you at your work?
No, I'm not. Well, I can't achieve everything I want. I'm trying. I mean, I've never really think of what I want. I mean, I've never said I want to be team manager. Never. I'm just taking the opportunities and see where it goes. And when I see I feel comfortable in one position and something I like more, then I say, okay, that's maybe the way I should go. So I'm a mechanical engineer. I started as mechanical engineer, and then I saw, okay, I'm better in the project management and the overview than in technical, really. So that's where I went. And I said, okay, I'm good at communication and organization, so that's in the project management. That's where I went, and that's how my path has been done. So that's not something I plan really. It's just I see what comes, what they offer me, and if it fits with what I like, what I can do, and then we go together. But I really can't say I'm happy in the position I'm now. I'm really happy with my job, and I think it's going well. So I just, for the moment, I'm happy with this.
Okay.
We'll see what's next.
So basically, you optimize and take opportunities.
Yeah. I'm just yes. I think yes.
Okay. And well, last question: do you have an electric car in your garage?
No, I have to say, not yet. I thought about it, but here, if you don't know, maybe the region is not just Monaco, but around you've got lots of hills and mountains. And I don't know yet. I mean, you have to do like 1 hour transfer. I'm not sure yet of if I can recharge, not recharge. So that's something I need to focus. It's something for Monaco. It's the best. We've got one with the office at the office. So when we need to go around in Monaco, we can take it. And honestly, I just walk to the office. I walk 10 minutes away, so I don't use much the car. So I don't know yet. Maybe next car should be electric, you're right.
Okay.
I will adventure in next one.
Okay. Well, thank
you.
you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.